Ah, yes, it's that time of the year again where I make a video so that way you guys know that I'm not dead and that this isn't a dying channel just yet. So I was wondering what I should make a video about exactly. Well, after a little bit of a Twitter thing, by the way, you should follow me on Twitter if you ever want to keep in contact with me or shitpost to me. That's what Twitter's for. You can actually see a little bit of this conversation unfold, and it was about Loot Crate. And I'd heard about Loot Crate for a long while. A lot of YouTubers talk about how great Loot Crate is, and that's not because I wanted that to rhyme, but that's just how it happened. Some of your favorite YouTubers, such as Misty Crenexia, Mother's Basement, Aki Dearest, or even ones like ProZD, have at one point, or even still probably currently, have something going on with Loot Crate, where they have a special promo code, you enter it, and then you get either 10% off or something like that on your first order, something very odd like that. I have no specifics about it, but that's just kind of what they did in a nutshell. So because of that Twitter thread and the things that were sent to me, I decided to look a little bit deeper into this, and I remembered that at some point, the Flying Colors Foundation was involved with Loot Crate and how they shared information with each other, or the possibility of sharing that information. From the article, The Concealment and Lies Behind the Flying Colors Foundation, Further Revelations, you can see them discuss a little bit of the people that were involved with the Flying Colors Foundation as far as their staff was concerned. And a little ways down, you'll come to a part where they talk about who actually is involved there, how many people were there. And among those people, there were two of them, a woman named Beth Kawasaki and another woman named Mitsumi Miyazaki. And both of them were involved with some type of involvement with the video games or the anime industry at some point, but they were both working on the same project for the Flying Colors Foundation, while also simultaneously working for Loot Crate. Here's a part of that article if you didn't want to have to go look for it yourself. It says, more importantly, two of the individuals, Beth and Mutsumi, currently work at Loot Crate, involved with things like brand and licensing. How much data are these individuals privy to? Even if the information is not directly shared with Loot Crate, if they have access to detailed statistical data through working with FCF, it is possible they could implement it into the decision-making process in their current job. It's also, once again, important to note that it has not previously been public that these individuals are involved, despite the potential for conflicts of interest, as has been noted by the FCF themselves as being a potential issue. So in the article that talks about Loot Crate, you can see that both of these women are also on LinkedIn, where you could see their profile stating that they worked for Loot Crate, and their most recent activity was about its closure and filing bankruptcy, which is what we're going to get into and why this will be important later on. Upon just looking up this Loot Crate thing to do this video, I found that there were already articles talking about how they were filing for bankruptcy and they plan to sell themselves. And there's been two articles that are the most prominent, but the Los Angeles Times has most of the information, but the other one comes from Gizmodo. As the article states, business has not been as usual over at Loot Crate, stating, according to the bankruptcy filing as reported by the LA Times, the company has been withholding customer billing and still owes at least $20 million worth of shipments to customers. Some subscribers report not having received subscription boxes in the past 3 months. And if Fallout fans haven't had enough, it says here that Fallout 4 fans may end up feeling especially frustrated if Loot Crate fails to fulfill all of its missing shipments. Folks who subscribe to the 6-part Fallout Series 2 set, which cost about $228, in hopes of getting a complete Liberty Prime set, could end up never receiving its head. I'm guessing maybe 10% off of your first loot box probably wasn't a good deal according to the consumers, and even with some of these comments that were left underneath that article, you can read this one that says, Loot Crate just charged my credit card last week and still owes me 3 boxes knowing this was coming. I recommend everyone to cancel their sub and file for a chargeback with your card issuer if your card has been charged in the last 30 days. Now, do you remember when I said that we would have to go back to the Flying Colors Foundation for this next little part? Well, that's because almost everything that they touched as far as the anime community goes, as far as Loot Crate, or even in this next instance, they kinda just kill it. And it's all thanks to anime YouTubers. Otaku Coin was supposed to be a cryptocurrency ICO that they were going to release, and most of that information came from the Flying Colors Foundation, who also had a part in it. And of course the application launched, but no one knew about it. And you only had to fill out surveys or send supportive messages to get the XOC, which is short for the cryptocurrency for Otaku Coin, which turned out to not actually be the case. In fact, it was just a rewards program for Tokyo Otaku Mode, which would then make it not a cryptocurrency. And now if you go to the Otaku Coin website, it is completely barren, unlike the first image that you saw. From an outsider looking in on this entire Loot Crate situation, it seems like everything is just being grossly mishandled when it comes to either this Loot Crate, or it comes over to the Flying Colors Foundation, or even Otaku Coin and Tokyo Otaku Mode backing it. It seems like anytime that they try to feast on the insecurities of the anime community, or lack thereof, I think that they somehow end up in an even worse spot. These companies were already giving you hundreds of dollars worth of merchandise for just a few dollars a month, or whatever the subscription price is. I'm not a genius here, I didn't bother to look them up, but that's kind of what it seems like, is that it's just being mishandled. Now, I don't want to take up too much of your time because this is already a 6-minute video, and I'm already getting tired because I'm an old boomer and I need to get my rest, my sleeps, and that way I can make more quality content. So look out for more of those videos. And one more thing before I do go. If you have the opportunity, I would suggest checking out a good friend of mine, Sebastian Kin, or also known as Sparkly Knight, who makes vaporwave and future funk, and he's doing a lot more projects with music, and you'll probably see more from him and probably myself later on. But if you guys get the opportunity, check out his music. I think that you'll probably enjoy it if you're looking for something very upbeat and just good. It's just good. But on to the next video. I'll see you guys later.